Do you wake up at 3 a.m. almost every night? Your eyes just open. You're wide awake. You look at the clock and it's always around the same time. 3 a.m. Maybe 3:33. Sometimes 3:15. What if I told you this isn't a coincidence? What if your soul is trying to tell you something, and 3 a.m. is when the message comes through? In the next 25 minutes, I'm going to reveal the 7 spiritual reasons why you keep waking up at 3 a.m. And reason number 7 is the most important one. It's a specific message that only certain people receive, and it means your life is about to change in a major way. But here's what you need to understand. Waking up at 3 a.m. is not random. It's not just insomnia. There's a spiritual reason, and once you understand what it means, you'll know exactly what to do about it. So if you've been waking up at 3 a.m. and wondering why, stay with me until the end. Because this video might answer questions you didn't even know you were asking. Let's begin. Before we talk about why you're waking up at 3 a.m., let me explain why this specific time is so spiritually significant. 3 a.m. is called the witching hour. It's the opposite of 3 p.m., which is when many spiritual traditions say Jesus died on the cross. In spiritual terms, 3 p.m. represents divine light and protection. 3 a.m. represents the peak of darkness and spiritual activity. But darkness doesn't always mean evil. It just means the veil between our physical world and the spiritual world is thinnest. During this hour, spirits can move more easily. Messages come through more clearly. Your intuition is strongest. Your soul is most awake. Think about it. Most people are asleep at 3 a.m. The world is quiet. There's no noise, no distractions, no demands on your attention. This is when your higher self can finally get through to you with important messages. Different spiritual traditions recognize the power of 3 a.m. In Chinese medicine, 3 a.m. is when the lung meridian is most active, which is connected to grief and letting go. In Christianity, 3 a.m. is when dark forces are strongest, which is why prayer at this hour is so powerful. In shamanic traditions, 3 a.m. is when the spirit world calls to those who have spiritual gifts. So when you wake up at 3 a.m. repeatedly, it's not a medical problem. Well, it could be if you have sleep apnea or other physical issues, so rule those out first. But if doctors find nothing wrong and you still wake up at 3 a.m., there's a spiritual reason. Your soul, your angels, your higher self, or the universe is trying to get your attention. And they choose 3 a.m. because that's when you'll actually listen. During the day, you're too busy. But at 3 a.m., you have no choice but to pay attention. Today, I'm going to give you 7 spiritual meanings for why you keep waking up at 3 a.m. One of these will resonate deeply with you. That's the message meant for you. Listen carefully to each one. Let's start with reason number 1. Reason number 1, you're going through a spiritual awakening. The first spiritual reason you're waking up at 3 a.m. is because you're going through a spiritual awakening, and your soul is adjusting to higher frequencies. A spiritual awakening is when you start seeing beyond the physical world. You question everything you thought you knew. You feel different from other people. You sense there's more to life than what society tells you. You're becoming more aware, more conscious, more connected to your true self. During a spiritual awakening, your energy body goes through massive changes. Your chakras are opening. Your intuition is strengthening. Your vibration is rising. This is uncomfortable for your physical body, so you wake up at 3 a.m. when the adjustment is happening. Think of it like this. Your soul is upgrading its software, and 3 a.m. is when the download happens. Your body wakes you up because the energy shift is so intense. Here are the signs this is why you're waking up at 3 a.m. You've been experiencing other awakening symptoms like seeing repeating numbers everywhere, especially 111, 222, 333. You feel disconnected from your old life and the people in it. You're drawn to spiritual topics you never cared about before. You're having vivid dreams or visions. You feel energy in your body, especially tingling in your hands or pressure in your forehead. If this resonates, here's what you need to do. Don't fight the 3 a.m. wake up. Use it. When you wake at 3 a.m. during a spiritual awakening, meditate. Pray. Journal. Ask your higher self what message you need to receive. This is your sacred time to connect with your spiritual gifts. Many spiritual teachers, mystics, and shamans deliberately wake up at 3 a.m. to do their most powerful spiritual work. They know this hour holds special energy. You're being called to do the same. Your awakening is pulling you out of sleep at 3 a.m. so you can do the inner work needed to complete your transformation. Embrace it. This is temporary. Once your energy body adjusts to the new frequency, you'll sleep through the night again. But there's another reason you might be waking up at 3 a.m. This one is more serious. Reason number 2, spiritual attack or negative entity presence. The second reason you're waking up at 3 a.m. is because you're experiencing a spiritual attack or there's a negative entity trying to get your attention. I know this sounds scary, but stay with me. This is important information. Remember, 3 a.m. is when the veil between worlds is thinnest. Good spirits can come through easily, but so can negative ones. If you're waking up at 3 a.m. and feeling afraid, anxious, or like you're being watched, you might be dealing with a spiritual attack. Here are the signs this is why you're waking up. You wake at 3 a.m. feeling intense fear or panic for no reason. You sense a presence in your room. You feel heavy pressure on your chest. You have nightmares right before waking. You feel drained and exhausted even though you slept. You notice your room is colder at 3 a.m. than other times. You hear strange noises. Your pets act strange at this time, staring at corners or hiding. Negative entities feed on fear. They're drawn to people who are spiritually open but unprotected. If you've been doing spiritual work, opening your third eye, or messing with things like Ouija boards without protection, you might have attracted something unwanted. Also, if someone has cursed you or sent you the evil eye, 3 a.m. is when that negative energy is strongest. The entity or negative energy wakes you up to feed on your fear and drain your life force. Here's what you need to do if this is your situation. First, don't panic. Fear makes it worse. Instead, take back your power. When you wake at 3 a.m. and feel this presence, immediately say out loud, "I am protected by divine light. No negative entity has permission to be here. Leave now in the name of God, or whatever higher power you believe in." Pray Psalm 91 or a protection prayer before bed. Keep a Bible, holy book, or spiritual protection text near your bed. Put salt under your bed and in the corners of your room. Salt blocks negative entities. Burn sage or Palo Santo to cleanse your space before sleep. Keep a light on if you need to. Most importantly, strengthen your spiritual protection. Negative entities only attack the spiritually vulnerable. Build your energy shield through daily prayer, meditation, and protection practices. Once you're spiritually strong, they can't touch you and the 3 a.m. wake-ups will stop. If the presence feels extremely threatening and these methods don't work, contact a spiritual healer, priest, or shaman who can help you cleanse your space and protect you properly. But not everyone waking at 3 a.m. is under attack. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes it's a blessing. Reason number 3, your guardian angels are trying to communicate. The third spiritual reason you wake at 3 a.m. is because your guardian angels or spirit guides are trying to communicate with you, and this is the only time you're quiet enough to listen. Angels communicate with us constantly, but most people can't hear them during the day. There's too much noise. Too many distractions. Your logical mind drowns out their subtle messages. But at 3 a.m., your conscious mind is asleep and your soul is awake. This is when angels can finally get through. Here are the signs your angels are waking you at 3 a.m. You wake up feeling peaceful, not afraid. You might feel a warm presence or sense you're not alone in a comforting way. You wake with random thoughts or ideas that seem to come from nowhere. You feel called to pray or meditate when you wake. You see flashes of light or sparkles in your room. You feel overwhelming love or comfort. Angels wake you at 3 a.m. for specific reasons. They might be warning you about something. They might be guiding you toward a decision. They might be comforting you during a difficult time. They might be preparing you for something big that's coming. They might be answering prayers you've been saying. When your angels wake you at 3 a.m., they want you to receive a message. Here's how to receive it. Don't immediately try to go back to sleep. Sit up. Close your eyes. Take deep breaths. Quiet your mind. Then ask, what message do you have for me? Listen. The message might come as a thought, a feeling, a vision, or a knowing. You might suddenly understand something that's been confusing you. You might get an idea for solving a problem. You might feel reassured about something you've been worried about. Keep a journal and pen next to your bed. When you wake at 3 a.m. and receive messages from your angels, write them down immediately. By morning, you might forget the details. Write everything down in the moment. Many people receive their biggest life breakthroughs during 3 a.m. angel communications. Business ideas. Creative inspiration. Solutions to problems. Warnings that save their lives. Direction for their purpose. This is sacred time. Honor it. Your angels love you and want to help you. They choose 3 a.m. because it's when you're most receptive. Don't waste this gift by being frustrated about lost sleep. Use this time to strengthen your connection with your spiritual support team. But sometimes the 3 a.m. wake-up isn't about messages from angels. Sometimes it's about something you need to release. Reason number 4, you're processing grief, trauma, or unhealed emotions. The fourth spiritual reason you wake at 3 a.m. is because your soul is processing deep grief, trauma, or unhealed emotions that you've been avoiding during the day. In Chinese medicine, 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. is when the lung meridian is most active. The lungs are associated with grief, sadness, and the ability to let go. When you wake during these hours, it often means you're holding onto grief or pain that needs to be released. During the day, you're busy. You distract yourself. You push down difficult emotions because you don't have time to deal with them. But at 3 a.m., your subconscious mind brings everything to the surface. Your soul says, we need to process this now. Here are the signs this is why you're waking at 3 a.m. You wake feeling sad, heavy, or crying for no obvious reason. You wake thinking about someone you've lost. You wake with memories of painful experiences. You wake feeling regret or guilt about your past. You wake with your heart feeling heavy. You might have dreams about people who have passed away or situations you haven't healed from. Your soul wakes you at 3 a.m. because this is your healing time. Your conscious mind isn't blocking the process. You can finally feel what needs to be felt and release what needs to be released. Here's what you need to do. When you wake at 3 a.m. with these heavy emotions, don't try to stuff them back down. Let yourself feel them. Cry if you need to. Grief doesn't heal by being ignored. It heals by being expressed. Journal about what you're feeling. Write letters to people who hurt you or people you've lost, even if you never send them. Talk to God, the universe, or your higher self about your pain. Ask for healing. Ask for the strength to let go. Practice forgiveness work at 3 a.m. Forgive others who hurt you. Forgive yourself for your mistakes. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks grief and allows you to move forward. Many people find that after weeks or months of waking at 3 a.m. and doing this emotional healing work, the wake-up stop. Once the grief is processed and released, your soul no longer needs to wake you. You've done the work. You're free. So if you're waking at 3 a.m. with heavy emotions, know that your soul is trying to heal you. Work with the process instead of fighting it. Let the healing happen. But there's another reason for 3 a.m. wake-ups that's more exciting. This one is about your gifts. Reason number 5, you're being called to develop your psychic abilities. The 5th spiritual reason you're waking at 3 a.m. is because you're being called to develop your psychic and intuitive abilities, and 3 a.m. is prime training time. People with natural psychic abilities often wake at 3 a.m. This is because 3 a.m. is when psychic abilities are strongest. The veil is thin. Energy is clear. Intuition flows freely. If you have dormant gifts, your spirit guides wake you at this hour to activate and train those gifts. Here are the signs this is why you're waking at 3 a.m. You've always felt different or known things you shouldn't know. You have accurate gut feelings about people and situations. You dream things that later come true. You see or sense things others don't. You're highly sensitive to energy and emotions. You've had paranormal experiences. People tell you their problems because they feel you understand them deeply. If you have these traits, your 3 a.m. wake-ups are not random. You're being called to develop your gifts. Your guides are saying, it's time. You have a spiritual mission, and you need these abilities to fulfill it. Many professional psychics, mediums, healers, and spiritual teachers were awakened to their gifts through repeated 3 a.m. wake-ups. At first they were confused and frustrated. Then they realized what was happening and started using the time to practice and strengthen their abilities. Here's what you need to do if this resonates. When you wake at 3 a.m., meditate. Focus on your third eye, the space between your eyebrows. This is your psychic center. Practice seeing with your inner vision. Ask your guides to show you images, messages, or information. Practice feeling energy. Sit quietly and sense the energy around you. Notice if certain areas of your room feel different. Try to sense if there are spiritual beings present. Don't be afraid. You're protected. This is training. Keep that journal handy. Write down any visions, messages, or feelings you receive at 3 a.m. Over time, you'll notice patterns. You'll see that what you received was accurate. This builds trust in your abilities. Study psychic development. Read books. Watch videos. Learn from teachers. Your gifts are raw right now. With training and practice, they'll become strong and reliable. Many light workers, healers, and spiritual teachers report that their 3 a.m. wake-up stopped once they accepted their calling and started actively developing their gifts. The universe was trying to wake them up to their purpose. Once they said yes, the urgent wake-up calls weren't necessary anymore. So if you have psychic sensitivity and keep waking at 3 a.m., this might be your initiation. You're being invited into a spiritual role. The question is, will you accept? But not everyone waking at 3 a.m. has psychic gifts. Sometimes the reason is more practical but still spiritual. Reason number 6, your body is detoxing spiritually and physically. The 6th reason you wake at 3 a.m. is because your body is going through a spiritual and physical detox, and 3 a.m. is when the deepest cleansing happens. In traditional Chinese medicine, different organs do their detoxification work at different times. Between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., the liver detoxes. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., the lungs detox. If you wake during these hours, your body is working hard to clear out toxins, and the process wakes you up. But this isn't just physical. Spiritual toxins need to be released too. Negative energy you've absorbed from people. Emotional toxins from stress and trauma. Energetic debris from your environment. All of this gets stored in your body and energy field, and it needs to be cleansed. Here are the signs this is why you're waking at 3 a.m. You recently made big changes in your diet, stopped drinking alcohol, or cut out other substances. You recently ended a toxic relationship or left a negative environment. You've been doing a lot of spiritual work like meditation, energy healing, or shadow work. You feel physically hot when you wake at 3 a.m. You might sweat. You wake up needing to use the bathroom. Your body and soul are working together to purge everything that doesn't serve you anymore. This is a good thing, even though it's uncomfortable. You're literally becoming a new person. Old energy has to leave to make space for new energy. Here's what you need to do to support this process. Drink lots of water during the day. Water helps flush toxins from your system. Eat clean, healthy foods. Avoid processed foods, sugar, and heavy meals at night. These make the detox harder. Before bed, do a spiritual cleansing. Take a salt bath. Sage your bedroom. Ask your higher self to help you release anything that needs to go. Say, I release all toxins, negative energy, and everything that no longer serves me. I welcome in light, health, and positive energy. When you wake at 3 a.m. during a detox, drink water. Do some gentle stretches. Take deep breaths. Visualize dark energy leaving your body with each exhale and golden light filling you with each inhale. Support the process instead of fighting it. Understand that this is temporary. Detox doesn't last forever. Once your body and energy field are clear, the 3 a.m. wake-ups will stop. You'll sleep through the night and wake up feeling better than you have in years. The detox phase can last anywhere from a few weeks to a few months, depending on how much you need to clear. Be patient. Trust the process. Your body knows what it's doing. Now we're ready for reason number 7. This is the most powerful one. This is the message that only certain people are meant to receive. Reason number 7, you're being prepared for your life purpose. The 7th and most important reason you keep waking up at 3 a.m. is because you're being prepared for your life purpose, and these wake-ups are part of your spiritual training and activation. This is the biggest one. Listen carefully, because if this is your message, your life is about to change dramatically. Some people are chosen for special missions on Earth. They're here to heal, teach, create, lead, or serve in powerful ways. But before they can step into that purpose, they need to be prepared spiritually. They need to be tested, strengthened, trained, and activated. The 3 a.m. wake-ups are part of that preparation. Here are the signs this is why you're waking at 3 a.m. You've always felt like you're meant for something bigger, but you don't know what. You feel different from most people, like you don't quite fit in. You have a deep desire to help others or make a difference in the world. You've been through significant hardships and challenges that forced you to grow. You're drawn to spiritual knowledge and personal development. You keep seeing signs and synchronicities that feel like the universe is guiding you toward something. If this resonates deeply, here's what's happening. You're being called to step into your purpose. But you're not ready yet. You need spiritual strength, wisdom, discipline, and faith. The 3 a.m. wake-ups are training you. Each time you wake at 3 a.m., you're being tested. Will you pray? Will you meditate? Will you listen for guidance? Or will you get frustrated and just scroll on your phone? Your response matters. You're building spiritual muscle. These wake-ups are also activating dormant gifts within you. During these quiet hours, energy downloads happen. Information is being transferred to your soul. Abilities are being unlocked. You're being upgraded for the mission ahead. Many spiritual leaders, healers, authors, and teachers went through this exact experience before stepping into their purpose. They woke at 3 a.m. for months or years. They didn't understand why at first. But later they realized it was their spiritual boot camp. It was preparation for the work they were called to do. Here's what you need to do if this is your message. Stop resisting the 3 a.m. wake-ups. Start using them intentionally. Create a sacred practice for this time. Meditate. Pray. Journal. Ask, what is my purpose? What do I need to learn? How can I prepare? Study spiritual teachings. Read sacred texts. Learn from wise teachers. Build your knowledge. Your purpose will require wisdom, and you're gathering it during these late-night sessions. Start saying yes to opportunities that align with your gifts and passions. The universe is trying to move you toward your purpose, but you have to cooperate. If you keep ignoring the signs and staying in your comfort zone, the wake-ups will continue because you're not getting the message. Most importantly, develop unshakable faith. Your purpose will require you to trust in things you can't see yet. The 3 a.m. wake-ups are teaching you to trust in the darkness. To trust when things don't make sense. To trust that you're being guided even when you can't see the path. Once you fully step into your purpose and start doing the work you were sent here to do, the 3 a.m. wake-ups usually stop. Mission accomplished. You got the message. You accepted the call. Now you're living it. So if you've been waking at 3 a.m. and feeling like there's something more you're supposed to be doing with your life, this is your confirmation. You're right. There is something more. And the wake-ups won't stop until you start moving toward it. What to do tonight? Now you know the 7 spiritual reasons why you keep waking up at 3 a.m. Let me tell you what to do tonight when it happens again. First, don't be afraid. Whether it's angels, spiritual awakening, or your purpose calling, there's nothing to fear. You're protected. This is happening for your highest good. Second, stay calm. When your eyes open at 3 a.m., take a deep breath. Don't immediately grab your phone. Don't turn on the TV. Sit with the stillness. Third, ask. Say in your mind or out loud, why am I awake right now? What message do I need to receive? Then listen. Pay attention to thoughts, feelings, or images that come. Fourth, keep that journal next to your bed. Write down the time you wake, how you feel, and any messages or insights you receive. After a few weeks, patterns will emerge. You'll understand which of the 7 reasons applies to you. Fifth, if you feel fear or negative presence, immediately use protection. Pray. Say, only beings of light are welcome here. All negative energy must leave. Take back your power. Sixth, if you feel peaceful and guided, meditate. This is your time to connect with your higher self and receive divine guidance. Use it wisely. Seventh, trust the process. The 3 a.m. wake-ups are temporary. They're serving a purpose. Once that purpose is fulfilled, you'll sleep peacefully again. Until then, work with them instead of fighting them. Remember, most people sleep through 3 a.m. and miss the magic of this hour. You're being given a gift. You're being invited to connect with realms most people never experience. You're being prepared for something greater. You now understand why you keep waking up at 3 a.m. It's not random. It's not just insomnia. It's spiritual. Whether you're awakening, being attacked, receiving angelic messages, processing emotions, developing abilities, detoxing, or being prepared for your purpose, there's a reason. The question is, what will you do with this information? Will you continue being frustrated about lost sleep? Or will you embrace this as the spiritual opportunity it is? Tonight, when you wake at 3 a.m., you'll know what's happening. You'll know what to do. You'll understand the message. And that understanding changes everything. If this video helped you, please like it and subscribe to this channel. Share it with anyone else who keeps waking up at 3 a.m. They need to hear this too. Remember, you're not alone. You're not crazy. You're spiritually awake. And waking at 3 a.m. is proof that something bigger is happening in your life. Until next time, embrace the darkness. That's where the light is born.